Now, when you play as an accompanist on the piano, it's actually a much easier situation than when you're playing as a soloist. When you are a soloist, you have to play the melody, you have to play the chord background, you have to keep both things going all at once. When you are an accompanist, you do not need to play the melody. By definition, accompanists do not play melodies, they play chord backgrounds. So I'm going to show you how it would be played as an accompanist here. Because I don't need to play the melody in my right hand, what I'll do this time is I'll play my chord in my right hand instead. And the reason I do that is because I just like the way it sounds, and I think you will too. So as an accompanist, this is the easiest thing you could do, would be to play that chord in your right hand, and then your left hand is always going to play the root note down low as a bass note. So in this instance, when you're playing a C chord down low, you play a, when you play a C chord, you play a C note down low as a bass note down here, the root note of the chord. Now, I wouldn't play it with my index finger. I was just showing you where it was there. I'd probably play it with my fifth finger. But here's what it is with one chord per measure as an accompanist. And I'll just sing it so you can keep track of where we're at. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child, holy infant so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. And you'll notice I didn't have to play the melody. I just did the chord in the right hand, one chord per measure, and my left hand I always played the root note down low. So if it was a C chord here, it's a C note down low. If it's a G chord here, it's a G note down low. When you play the F chord, you're playing the F down low. That gives it a bottom to it. Now that was the easy way to play as an accompanist. I'm going to show you another way that I think you're probably going to like better, and it's not that hard, and I encourage you to try this as well. This time what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a broken chord. When you play the notes of a chord all at the same time, that's what we call a solid chord. When you play the notes of a chord separately in a pattern, that's what we call a broken chord. And much of music is nothing but broken chords. Now this time I'm going to do something a little bit different with my C chord. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I feel like it. There's my C chord. This time I'm going to take my second finger, I'm going to put it down here on middle C here, so that I can move my thumb down to this G note. So now I actually have four notes in my chord. I've got a G note on the bottom and the top, but it's still a C chord because it's still made up of those same tones. And the whole reason I'm going to do that is so that I can do this. See what I'm doing there? I'm just writing down the notes of the chord. They're making a pattern out of it. And I'm also holding my sustain pedal down to kind of smooth it out. I'll put a bass note with that, and we sing on top of that. Silent night, holy night. Here's the G chord. All is calm. Back to C. All is bright. Here's an F chord. Round yon virgin mother and child. F. Holy infant. Back to C. I'm sure you probably have heard that song played like that. That's called a broken chord. And again, you do not need to play the melody because people are singing on top of that. Use the sustain pedal though, because it will smooth it out. Just make sure that when you're doing that, that you always lift your foot up and put it back down again when you change chords.